So now, whenever we look through the hatch, we should be witnessing Aurora in space. Let's check her out. Yes, she is there. So you know what? Let's go through the hatch. So, hello everyone, how are you doing? I'm JJ and welcome to another Subnautica's episode. So today I'm going to show you something amazing. Basically, this episode is going to be a little bit special because I never could have thought that I am going to be making this video. Before we jump straight into the action, I have to say that Subnautica is going to be released this month, and to be precise, on 2018 January 23rd date. Of course, I'm going to make a lot of videos regarding the rocket, because basically this is the last thing that I have never experienced in Subnautica myself. So let's get back to business. This episode is going to feature the starting animation. Animation where we get inside our life pod, we see Aurora exploding in the distance, and after some time the falling parts in the life pod are knocking the player unconscious. So apparently there is something really special about that starting cutscene, and for the longest of time I thought that the starting animation, the starting cutscenes were actually happening in space. And yes, you may be having a lot of questions, because everything should be happening in space, but apparently there is much more to it. So you know what, without any more further introduction, let's go and check the intro cinematic when you start a new game in Subnautica. We are here, and before I press any button I want you to concentrate on one specific thing, and that is the hatch of the life pod, where you can actually witness Aurora exploding. Basically this should be the main focus. So the game forces us to think that we were actually in Aurora a couple of seconds ago, and we are escaping it, and we are witnessing amazing explosions. By the way, notice how the life pod is shaking. Basically, this is it. The game forces us to think that we were in space. By the way, if you would like to check what I'm about to do in Subnautica, you need to access the console command in the game. As you can see, whenever I press enter, I can call the console command. This is very important. Now, I am going to leave the game and go back to the main menu and launch a completely new game. Everything is again set up, and whenever I press any button, the magic will happen. What I'm going to do: basically use two console commands, speed 0 and kill. Speed 0 command freezes the time in the game, and kill console command, well, basically it kills the character. First, I'm going to freeze time, and then I'm going to kill the character. Let's go. So I just called the console command and I typed speed 0.
Launch in 3, 2, 1.
In 3, 2, 1, we are stopping time right now. Boom. We can still hear the sounds, but that is not important. Next. Sadly, but we need to kill our avatar. Kill. At this point, we should be dead. We cannot witness the death animation because everything is frozen. So basically at this point of the game, I can manipulate time. And not to miss anything, I'm going to set the time to 0.5. It is twice as slow as the normal Subnautica game. Let's try it out. I have just killed myself, and again I'm setting the speed back to 0. And now, if everything is alright, I should be able to use free cam command. My head detaches from the body and I can basically fly wherever I want. Let's check, is it working? So whenever I press forward or backwards, my head should start floating even though the speed is set to 0. It's working. So this is a very important part. Let's check what we have. We just escaped exploding Aurora. I am in my shaking life pod, and on top of that I can control movements of my head. So now whenever we look through the hatch, we should be witnessing Aurora in space. Let's check her out. Yes, She is there. Alright, so basically at this point of the game, the life pod should be a small distance from Aurora. That means we should be in space. We can't see the background near Aurora, and that should indicate that we are definitely in space. But you know what? Using the free cam command, we can ghost through pretty much every single wall in the game. And that includes the life pod. So are you ready to step your foot? Maybe not exactly the foot, but step your head outside of the life pod? Because you are never going to believe what we are going to find outside the life pod. So you know what? Let's go through the hatch, because I believe this is the perfect exit from the life pod, and boom. Yes, I know you have a lot of questions. We already have one Aurora lying just right here, and we have Aurora concept art flying in the sky. How amazing is that? Now we are going to explore a little bit more. So again, using the free cam command, I can go pretty much wherever I want, and we are going straight for the concept art. By the way, I have just noticed one thing. I can hide my HUD in Subnautica's game by pressing F6 few times, and whenever I do that, 1, 2, as you can see, every single letter on the screen disappears, and apparently there was some sort of a color grading filter attached on the intro cinematic, and now everything looks a lot more brighter. I guess this was done to make a little bit better impression that we are actually in the space. So first, let's check the explosions. By the way, what I noticed, near those explosions there is a huge blood stain flying in the mid-air, and maybe it is somehow related with a kill command that we used to actually kill the diver. Anyway, it looks a little bit creepy. So right now I am getting a little bit of a bigger picture how the game developers made that intro cinematic. Apparently they used a concept art model of the Aurora and added some explosions in the sky. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to set the speed to 0.1, 10 times slower than the actual speed in the game, and we are going to check what is happening with the whole concept art and the explosions. You cannot see the console command because I have hidden the HUD, but I typed speed 0.1, and whenever I press enter, everything should start exploding again. Exploding 10 times slower when it should actually happen. Let's check it out. Yes, the explosions are, well, going in motion, I guess, and the game does not understand what is happening. Why is the player's head floating in the mid-air? I experience a little bit of lag, but I guess I should not complain.
Bye, have a great time.
The concept art of Aurora just disappeared. So this was the intro cinematic from a completely different angle. And one more thing, I believe I noticed how the whole concept art was slowly backing away to make the impression that the life pod is actually flying away from the Aurora, which is not true. So you know what? Apparently the life pod is always stationary and it is not moving at any point of the game. The only thing that is moving is concept art of Aurora. So either the life pod is electing a new pope or it's on fire. Let's check it out. I cannot see any fire, and I think I am the new pope in Subnautica. Okay, all jokes aside, let's set the speed back to 1, how it should be, and let's attach our head back to the diver. Just because we've broken the game a little bit, we cannot see any fires in the life pod. Some smoke and red lights coming from hell knows where. Wait, is this the source of the red lights spinning in circles? I guess, but since we broke the game, we can actually use the ladder and climb out of the life pod, and we did not extinguish anything. Yeah, so the life pod is still alarming me that there is a lot of smoke, and I'm going to let that smoke out from this hatch. So you know what? Whenever you use these console commands, basically cheats, you might break the game, so you will have a disco party in your life pod throughout the game of Subnautica. And I can use my PDA, I basically can use the fabricator, everything is working. Maybe I should save the game and continue playing with this awesome life pod. I am again detaching my head, basically going into the free cam, and apparently those red lights can penetrate the walls of the life pod. So basically I want to travel a little bit with the free cam and check, can we actually find every single island in the game? Yes, it's a completely normal game. Everything is loading, the islands, the Aurora. Even if I go deeper, I am 100% I'm going to find every single biome in the game. So basically this is it. I don't know, can I call it like an Easter egg or a secret? Maybe no, because Easter eggs and secrets were intentionally put by the game developers for the players to find, and I believe this was not the case. I have to say huge thank you for the fans who have pointed me to the right direction to find everything that I have shown you in this video. If you know more stuff like this, you are always welcome to share it with me. Leave a comment down below because I read every single one of them. I hope you did enjoy this episode, and as always, I'm going to see you all tomorrow in the next episode. Bye!